what y'all gonna do in that chat is you're gonna ping me whenever you're on what I'm on. So I'm gonna show you my screen, and then you're gonna be doing what I'm doing. Everybody, look at my screen in 2 seconds. All right, look at my screen now. So when you ping me, that means you're on my screen and all that. So you're going, when I tell you to ping me, that means you're like following my steps. So when you're on my screen, ping me in the ping chat. The longer y'all take to ping, the longer we take to start. Alright, good. So now y'all want to go to mouse settings. And then after you go in mouse settings, go to additional mouse options. And when you're in that, ping me in the chat room. Mouse settings, additional mouse options. Alright, now when you're in here, you want to put your double click speed from slow to fast. I don't know what that changes, but I used to use it, so I just do it. Then the next thing, you want to have this thing checked off. Don't have that on. Make sure your speed is at 6. If you're comfortable with anything else, you can have it at that, but this is a good speed to have it at. Something else I want to say too is that people think that enhanced pointer precision is like acceleration. It is to an extent, but there is more acceleration on your mouse than than people actually think. So the next thing that I'm gonna show you how to get rid of like actual real mouse acceleration is this here. So type in control panel, and then when you're in here, press on ease of access, and then ping me when you're in here. Okay, press on ease of access center.
Always scan this section.
And it's gonna bring up like a voice, but just ignore the voice. And then press on make the mouse easier to use. And then press on set up mouse keys. And in here it tells you like what kind of acceleration you have, at what speed and all that. I tested these settings out before and I turned them off. I wouldn't suggest turning them off, but if you want to turn them off you can, but this is what mine looks like. Alright, but yeah, I wouldn't suggest going like putting all these down, but if you want to you can. But when I tried it out, it just feels like my mouse has more like drag and doesn't really like add anything to my mouse. So up to y'all if you want to use that. Okay, so the next thing is gamma, right? So sometimes I use gamma a lot. I used to put it up to bright. I like to put it up to the nearly the highest of what it goes to. When you use gamma, it makes it where you can see better, see clearer, see people in the dark, all that. Even on games like Warehouse, I'll put my gamma up and it would just improve my performance. I don't know how gamma makes me better, but it just makes me like, it makes me see clearer. It makes me see my people that I'm shooting better. You don't have to use gamma, but you can if you want to. The way you get to gamma is that you just go into here, type in GAMMA, and it'll pop up. Or you just press next in the screens, and you'll get to gamma. Okay, so the next thing, what do I want to talk about? Alt plus enter. So when you're gaming, right, you want to make sure that you're always using Alt plus enter. Alt plus enter is just like a way of making sure your game is getting properly scaled. Like it's taking your full screen and just giving you a better full screen, and it gives you better mouse input, and then it gives you more frames, and it makes you have less lag to aim better. Alright, so the way you get Alt enter is that these are 2 things you'll need to get it. So if you want to watch that and figure out how to do that later, you can do it. But without Alt plus enter, you're just going to be dragging along in clans and not actually improving yourself. So make sure you start utilizing Alt plus enter. And the next thing I wanted to talk about was FPS Unlocker. A lot of people use FPS Unlocker. It is self preference on if you want to have your game completely smooth or not smooth at all. It improves your frames. It's an FPS unlocker. It's self-explanatory. It does make you better. Just depends on what kind of computer you have. If your computer is bad and doesn't like render graphics properly and you use an FPS unlocker, you might not notice that much of a difference, but you'll notice that you'll have less screen tearing when you're playing Roblox and Outpost Center. So FPS unlocker can do you a favor when it comes to aim, but it is like self-preference. You don't have to use it, but it'll make you better if you use it. Now, when you went through all of these, ping me in ping chat if I made sense. Like did anyone misunderstand my instructions? Oh yeah, I'm not gonna go to my Chrome and show you how to download that. You just search up FPS Unlocker. It's the one owned by Austin with the X. So don't download any other FPS Unlocker that isn't Austin's. And I was gonna show how to do Alt plus Enter, but I'm not gonna show how to do that here because I just posted a video in the ping chat on how to do that. So if you want to know how to use Alt plus Enter, you're gonna have to constantly update it every week because Roblox updates, and if you do full screen, if you do Alt plus Enter on your keyboard right now and you go to your settings and it says full screen is off, that means your Alt plus Enter is working. When it says on, that means your Alt plus Enter is not working. Alright, so make sure that whenever you do Alt plus Enter, it says off for the full screen and not on. So I'm gonna give y'all like 5 minutes, nobody leave. I want y'all to like do what I said or like adjust any settings you have to, so then we can practice, so y'all like get a feel of the settings that y'all just applied. So 5 minutes from now, we're gonna do a spar round.